renderforce.com.
Chapter 2 Microorganisms, Friends of Oats, Part 1. So guys, welcome to this module. So our today's topic is NCERT Class 8 Science Chapter 2 Microorganisms, Friends and Foes. You can also say all. Doesn't matter a lot. So let's see the first word of this chapter, microorganisms. So what do you literally mean by microorganism? So to understand that, we need to divide this word into two parts, micro and organism. So to understand that, let's start with organism. What do you mean by an organism? So guys, I'm an organism, you're an organism, the animal, pet, anything you have is an organism. Any fly, insect, any other thing, you can say any living thing in the world, in the universe, any living thing is a organism. Simply, any living thing in the world is an organism. You just need to understand this, okay? So, what is an organism in simple word? Any sorry guys, any living thing in the world. Okay, simply any living thing in the world is an organism. Then what's the other word? The other word is micro. So just think, what do you mean by micro? Have you listened the word micro in any other word except a microorganism? Just don't joke at that thing. Okay, think guys, I'm giving you 2 seconds. If you have guessed, you would have listened many times. Microphone, which you use, and micro SIM, micro card. These things are extremely small. If you see a microphone, it's this much. A microchip, it's this much. Okay, anything which is small in comparison to the original version, is called micro. Okay. So if you will say fly. It's a microorganism. Why did you say it's an organism? You're wrong. Guys, I said in comparison. Just see the card, the SIM is the big micro card, normal card is this much approx. Okay, and the SIM card is this much. You see the proportion. Okay, it's very large. In our, we are this much more than that, extremely large in comparison to that card. So that will also be small, extremely small. So microorganisms are extremely small. They are so much small that they can't be seen by naked eyes. Okay, you need to apply anything on your eyes, or any instrument has to be used to see these organisms. So simply, it's very, sorry guys, actually I'm using the wrong word. Very is not exact word. It's extremely small. Okay guys, the word, it means extremely small. Simply, so let's go on the next part of our chapter's name, friend. So guys, it's basic thing. In this chapter, you would also have been knowing what is friend, but I am telling you in this chapter, friend means thing that is advantage. Okay, thing that acts as an advantage to us is it's an friend in this chapter. And what's a foe? Foe simply means enemy. If I'm talking about a foe, it's an enemy simply. And what do you mean by enemy? Things that are disadvantage. Okay, the word disadvantage is very crucial. Okay, simply. So now we have totally understood the chapter name. So let's go and understand the rest of the chapter. So simply, a microorganism is it's very complicated. In the book they have given 4 to 5 lines to just give what is microorganism. Simply, what is a microorganism? The organism that cannot be seen by naked eyes. Okay, simply it means the organism that can't be seen by naked eyes. Simply, this is the definition of microorganism. Okay, organism, or you could also say microorganism, microbe. Okay, in this chapter I will say both microorganism and microbes. Okay, it's not a big difference in it. Okay, so let's continue. Just remember the meaning of microorganism. Okay, and if you see, microorganisms are extremely small. They can't be seen by naked eyes. Okay, so they can be anywhere. These microorganisms can be anywhere. And what do I mean by anywhere? Anywhere really means anywhere. Okay, anywhere. So these microorganisms can be on the surface of my hand. See, it can be here. Very much would be here. And if you talk about anything else, in this area only, see, if I close my hand like this, there would be millions of crores of microorganisms in my hand. That's really impressive, you know. That's very good. So let's go to the activity 1. So what is activity 1? The activity 1 is saying just that take a beaker, okay, which has soil in it, and add water to it. If you add water to a soil, some soil, water will go up. Okay, as because the density of water is low in comparison to density of soil, so the thing which have less density floats on the other. Okay, like water and oil. Oil floats on water as because it has a low density. So simply just take a little sample of that water. Actually, soil have microorganisms. Okay, it also has microorganisms every place, not even the universe. Also in the universe, microorganisms are there. It is found that in Mars. Can you imagine? In Mars, a microorganism, not a microorganism, a broad category of microorganism. In microorganism, bacteria was found. Okay, bacteria. Remember, bacteria was found. So that when you see it under microscope. Okay, so what is the word microscope mean over here? Microscope we need to divide the word microscope into 2 parts, micro and scope. Okay, so let's understand what is micro. We know that. Okay, what is a scope? Okay, scope is an instrument. Okay, an instrument. Okay, and this means that the instrument that is used to see microorganisms or micro things which are extremely small, an instrument that is a microscope. Okay, if you want to see microorganisms, they can't be seen with naked eyes like that. If you see, can you see my microorganisms over here on my hand? No, you are just seeing my palm. But If you see it with the by the microscope, the instrument will make you see 1,000 crores, millions of microorganisms on my hand. That's impressive, you know. So, in my recommendations, sorry guys, activity 2.1 done. Okay, so let's go ahead. Activity 2.2. So in this, you just need to take a few drops of water in a species plate, okay, from a pond, and then see it under the instrument microscope. Okay, you will see many organisms over there, microorganisms. Really? Okay. So let's see. Some microorganisms can be seen by magnifying glass, extremely very less. Okay, don't try to see a microorganism in your hand by taking a magnifying glass. I'm not saying that. Okay, just listen the full thing. Okay, so if microorganisms are again divided into categories. Okay, there are 4 major categories. The categories are sorry guys. The categories for these are more than one, but sorry guys, actually my software is not working from the last 2 weeks. It wasn't working well. So 4 major. Okay. Sorry guys. 4 major. Okay, microorganisms 4 major, and these are number 1, bacteria. Okay, as I said above, bacteria. Next is protozoa. Okay, protozoa. Protozoa is also a type of microorganism. Next, fungi, and then the last but not the least is algae. In other words, okay, simply algae. So let's move ahead. Viruses, and I think you would have listened the word virus, okay, in your life. Okay, one time. Okay, if you are not extremely small, that's another case. Okay, viruses once in your life. So what is a virus? Virus is also a microscopic organism. So it's also microscopic. But then you will say, hey, you said a wrong thing. There are only 4 categories. You're wrong. No. What did I said? It's only microscopic in comparison. Okay, it's microscopic, and it's in a category of microorganism. First, it needs to be very small, and the second is to be an organism. And by the earlier written description of an organism, any living thing in the world is an organism. But but if you see below, viruses is a very special case. It is not living all the time. It's sometimes non-living and sometimes living. That's extremely impressive. Yes, these are not always living. These are sometimes living, sometimes non-living. These don't have a machinery to reproduce, to do any function like a normal organism. Okay, so to reproduce, they need another cell. Okay, so to keep that cell, for that cell, the cell in which they enter is called a host. Okay, they could enter us. Simply they will enter us, one of the cell of ours, and sincerely they will multiply over there by using the energy produced by our cells, and then the cell would have to burst. After the cell bursts, all these viruses, baby viruses, would spread all the way. Okay, the 1,000 viruses would now infect most of the nearby cells, and that's how a person gets ill. Okay, more the more whole cell die, more the more the person gets sick. Okay, some of the diseases caused by viruses are cold, influenza, and cough. Okay. Most of the coughs, and influenza simply means flu. Okay, these are caused by viruses. Some of the major diseases, majorest diseases are caused by virus is polio and chickenpox. Okay, these are good, means these diseases can cause a lot of damage. Okay, for chickenpox is Varicella zoster. The name of the virus is Varicella zoster. Okay, so chickenpox is caused by Varicella zoster. So now going to our next diseases, which are dysentery, malaria, malaria are protozoan disease. So remember, it might not be written in the chapter, but malaria is caused by Plasmodium. Okay, Plasmodium, it's a protozoa. So now let's move ahead. Typhoid. Okay, typhoid and tuberculosis are some are bacterial diseases. Okay, they are bacterial diseases. So typhoid is caused by Vibrio, typhus malaria, and tuberculosis. I don't remember typhoid is caused by which organism, which bacteria, but I remember tuberculosis, TB. TB is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. I'm repeating the name. Okay, it's a scientific name of that organism, microorganism, that bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, so you must have learned about other microorganisms also in your 6th and 7th class. Okay, so let's move ahead. Sorry guys. Yeah, so here is spiral bacteria. Okay, these bacteria are in the shape of let me make it and show you. These are in a crisscross shape like these. Okay, they are not in a straight shape. They are like these only and are in different shapes. Some like these, some like these. Okay, different shapes, spiral only, like this. Okay, like that only. Just remember like that. Okay, and next we start about what are rod shaped bacteria. Okay, rod shaped bacteria are simply like these. Okay, rod shaped bacteria, simple, not that much tough. Okay, so these are rod bacteria, these are spiral bacteria. Okay, there's another type of bacteria called coccus bacteria. Okay, coccus bacteria. These are rod-shaped bacteria which are broader in the width. Okay, rod-shaped are like these. These are broader in the width. Okay, just simply like that only. So these were the bacteria. Okay, this was the case of bacteria. Now let's move to the another case. That's algae. Alga. You can say it anything. Okay, in algae, it's Chlamydomonas. Okay. Chlamydomonas is a unicellular organism. Okay, now you will see. Now you will ask me, what are unicellular organisms? Simply the organisms which only consist of one cell are unicellular organisms, and opposite to that are multicellular organisms which consist of more than of one cell. Okay, so Chlamydomonas is one of the only unicellular algae. Okay, so let me write it for you. Okay, only spiral, only unicellular algae. Okay, simple, only unicellular algae. Sorry. So let's move ahead. Then it's Spirogyra. Okay, Spirogyra is another type of algae, which is a unicellular algae. Let me tell you, it reproduces by fragmentation. Okay. What do you mean by fragmentation? It simply means it divides itself into many parts. Okay, many parts like these. Okay, simply like sorry guys, like these. Okay, fragments. Okay, and these new fragments, okay, three parts act as the daughter spirogyra. Okay, so Lord talked about these algae. Now let's come to protozoa. Now let's come to protozoa. Okay, protozoa are the unicellular organisms. Okay, these are only unicellular. If you see, this is a amoeba. Okay, in this amoeba you see the lining, it's irregular. Okay, the shape of amoeba is irregular. You can make it like this, you make it like this, nothing. In exam you make any shape, it will always be right. Okay, amoeba changes shape because it needs to move. So to move, it has some legs. Okay, sorry, okay, so it has legs over here, like these. Okay, these are the highlighted portions are its legs. Okay, sorry guys for the inconvenience causing by this arrow. Okay, these are its fluorophorias. Okay, feet, small feet. It changes to the walk. Okay, some it's like this, it goes like this, and then again go like this, and that's how it moves. Okay, and in this, this is the paramecium. In this, there is a special we can say it, type to walk. It has cilia. Okay, these are cilia. Okay, cilia, like I'm going to show you, these are the red highlighted one. Okay, these are the cilias. Okay, these are the cilias. So lot talk about these things. Okay, now fungi. Now what is a fungi? Fungi are simply organisms. These are parasites. Parasites, simply just need to know parasite. This is the bread mold, Paramecium, penicillium, and aspergillus. Okay, now the bread mold, simply you can understand bread mold is also called it's a normal name for the common people. It's the common people name for rhizopus. Okay, rhizopus, the bread mold. Okay, it's formed on bread, that's why it's called bread mold. Penicillium. Okay, from this only the word antibiotic you would have listened very much. Okay, antibiotic was first created, the first antibiotic was created by penicillium only. Okay, so next, aspergillus. Okay, aspergillus is type of a fungi due to which food poisoning is caused. Okay, simply. So friendly microorganisms, very important thing. Okay, friendly microorganisms. So what are these friendly microorganisms? Let us discuss now. Microorganisms are used for different purposes. Okay, due to these purposes only they are called friends. Okay, friends cause due to some purpose. Okay, so there are many reasons. Okay, guys, I think I have started the wrong direction. Sorry for that. Okay, where do microorganisms live? Microorganisms live all in the world, in the universe also, like I told you, in Mars also. Can you imagine, in a planet they are growing other than Earth? Not a big thing. It's a big thing, a living organism. The two things, The two important things are there are two broad categories of microorganisms that are only unicellular, that are bacteria and protozoas. Okay, sometimes algae, fungi, these are also unicellular, but mostly it's the protozoa and bacteria that are unicellular, always, almost all of them are. Okay, so over here, so one of the example of one of the example of unicellular fungi is, I'm drawing it over here, my drawing is not good. Okay, is yeast. Okay, it's yeast. Okay, these are yeast. Okay, we call them yeast. It's yeast. Sorry for the bad handwriting. This won't happen again, I'm sure for that. Okay, yeast. Okay, these are unicellular. So where do microorganisms live? In my recommendations checked. So let's move ahead. Microorganisms and us. Okay, simply microorganisms are beneficial to us in many ways. Okay, these are beneficial to us in many ways, and some are also harmful to us and can cause diseases also. Okay, so let's move ahead. Friendly microorganisms. Okay, these are the microorganisms which are used for many purposes and are in the favor of us. Okay, so the broad is friendly organism, friendly microorganisms. Okay, so ठीक है. Okay, so the first category of microorganisms is which a microorganism use is making bread and curd. Okay, simply I'm going to tell you, your mother, you would have seen your mother making curd in your house. Okay, it is very interesting. You just need to add a little bit of curd to milk. It's the milk container. Then you add a little bit of curd and woo, in some time, by giving some warmth, whole mix of curd. Okay, that's because a bacteria. Okay, a bacteria is present in the curd. Okay, that multiplies when given warm in water, in milk, and whole milk is converted into curd. Okay, the name of that bacteria is wait a minute guys, lactobacillus. Okay, name of that bacteria is lactobacillus. These curds are also used to make things like pickled cheese and also. Okay, and in suji also, when you add these this to suji, they also get are used to make that also. Okay, so let's go ahead now. Okay, commercial use of microorganisms. Simply, commercial use means they are used so that money can be get from them. Okay, the main way from which the money is we get money from them is alcohol. Okay, alcohol. Simply alcohol. To make alcohol, yeast is added to sugar solution. Okay, when yeast is added to the sugar solution, okay, it makes alcohol out of it in some time, to 4 to 5 hours. Okay, means most of the sugar is present: barley, wheat, rice. Okay, and crushed fruit juices. Okay, from these only you would have noticed that they are made. Alcohol is made. So, okay, and I'm also gonna tell you that Yeast. Okay, yeast, when due to this carbon dioxide is also produced, and the carbon dioxide produced makes the thing more fluffy. Okay, carbon dioxide gas is in every particle, between every particle, and it fluffs out. Okay, that's why your mother adds a little bit of yeast powder in cakes, dosas and raitas and these things. Okay, no, not raita, maida. Okay, so please like the video and subscribe my channel.